Thor, Odin, Loki. Which of these names have you heard? Which of these names have you heard? For some of you, you may know them. For others, you may not. Emily obviously knows. These are from the Avengers, Marvel Comics Avengers. But if you think that they're originally from there, you're wrong. These are actually 3 Norse gods from the Vikings. So today I'm going to tell you some of the insanely awesome mysteries that lie in Norse mythology, and I'm also going to tell you about these 3 gods and where they lived and where they ended up, and just some other stories that I think that explain their character. So first off, I want to tell you about my personal favorite god, Thor. Thor is the god of thunder. He's the son of Odin, the highest god, and the giantess Thor. He is married to the goddess Sif, the fertility goddess, who is extremely beautiful. And he carries a hammer named Balder. It is said that whenever there was a thunderstorm, Thor rode his chariot, and whenever there was lightning, he threw his hammer. So Thor was an angry guy. He really had a big influence on people and what they did. So I already told you that he was married to the fertility goddess, who was extremely beautiful, and she had long golden hair, and Thor loved her hair, and it was very Rapunzel-like. So one day, Loki, the trickster god, decided to play a prank and cut off all her hair. And Thor was extremely angry, and he told him that if he didn't find a way to get her hair back, that he would smash him to pieces with his hammer. And so Loki straight away went to the sons of Ivaldi, who were credited for making things like chariots and ships and spears for the Norse gods. And he asked them if they could spin gold and fine as hair to put on her head, and then put a spell so that it would grow. And they said yes, and he gifted it to them. So the next god I'm going to talk about is Loki, the trickster god. Loki has 3 children: Hel, goddess of the underworld, the Midgard serpent, and the Fenrir. He's married to Sigyn, of Valkyrie. And Thor has his 3 children. Hel is described as half beautiful and half dead. And the Midgard serpent is described as the largest snake in the world. It lives in the ocean, and it circles the world, and it can bite its own tail. And the Fenrir is also a really large animal, and it is credited for killing Odin, the god of the god. Loki is responsible for killing Odin's son, Balder. Balder was the purest man in the world, and but he was having nightmares about people killing him. And so his mother, Krikki, she made sure that he wasn't going to die, and so she put an oath on all the land and said that nothing could kill Balder. So Loki went after her and asked her what could kill him, except for there was only one thing that could kill him. And so she told him, not knowing the danger. So after she told him, he went and found the mistletoe tree, which is the only thing that could kill him, and he got a fig. And then he went to his brother and asked him why he wasn't playing this game with all the other gods. Because all the other gods were throwing things at Balder because he couldn't die. So they just did it for fun. And he asked him why he wasn't playing, and Hod was blind, so he told him that he was blind and he couldn't play. And Loki said he'd help him, so he gave him the fig and directed Hod's arm so he would go at Balder. And Balder died. Hod was actually killed for killing Balder, but he didn't actually, but then in the end they found out it was Loki, so they blamed him. The third god I want to talk about is Odin. Odin is the highest god of the gods in Norse mythology. He has 3 sons that are credited, and that's Hod, Balder, and Thor. Odin is the god of death, wisdom, poetry, and war. And he's married to another fertility goddess, Frigg, and the most notable thing about him is that he only has one eye. So I told you that he's the god of wisdom, and he also is missing an eye. So how did that happen? So Odin had a friend named Mimir. Mimir was the wisest man in all the land, and Odin often sought him for advice while he was around. But Mimir was decapitated while he was in a war between these two gods, and Odin was really sad about it. But then he found out that the head could talk, so he kept it and sought it for advice. So Mimir had a well. After he died, they built a well for him, and it said that if you drink from the well, then you gain all the wisdom of it. So he went to the well and he drank from it. But in order to drink from it, you have to give up something of yours. And Mimir asked for his right eye, so he gave up his right eye, and that's how he became wise and eyeless. So just quickly, I'm going to tell you about Ragnarok, which is the war of the gods, and the tree that all the gods live in. So Ragnarok was the ultimate battle between good and evil. It was fought between Loki and Odin. And Loki had all the monsters and the bad giants, and Odin had the good giants and the gods. And they fought each other, and in the end, a lot of them died, and it was really depressing. Each straddle has 3 roots. One of the roots goes to the Norns, the goddess of fate. The second root goes to Mirmir's well, where Odin lost his eye. And the third root goes to the underworld, where Hel rules. So now, I've explained the basics of Norse mythology, Ragnarok, and Yggdrasil, and my three favorite gods, and stories that I think describe their character. Now, next time you're reading, watching, or talking about the Avengers, you can think back to this speech and remember everything you've learned. Thank you.
Okay, then snap. Oh no, I get you out. Wait, cut.